Cramer expects energy stocks to rally if Republicans have a strong showing in the midterms. Now, this is obviously an awkward moment for me. It's clearly an awkward moment for me because this is the exact same thing I was saying. I was saying, hey, I'm really bullish on energy, and especially if the Republicans control Congress, I think energy will do even better. And now Cramer's agreeing with me, which makes me think that I got the entire play wrong.
How big could this election be for the market? Look, it wouldn't shock me if the GOP takes both chambers of Congress, but it sure looks like they'll take the House. Given that Wall Street sees President Biden as anti-business, you can expect the market's going to be thrilled with Republican victory.
All aboard!
Plus, Wall Street always loves divided government because it means that Washington can't do anything.
They know nothing!
So what exactly does it mean for us? First, the good news for the bulls, the averages have rallied after every midterm from Election Day through June 30th of next year. It's happened in every period since 1930, according to some amazing work by our great friend Joe Terranova. The gains are almost always substantial, although the last 5 post-midterm runs have come in on the low side, roughly the high single digits. But 100%, that's a pretty darn good percentage. So let's give it that historically strong pattern. Now, I also think any change of either the House or the Senate will be regarded as a sign of things to come in what could be a critical presidential election in 2024. Now, that's a big deal for the stock market because Joe Biden is not a friend of the market. In fact, I've never seen a president in my life who cares less about stocks. Something he even mentioned to me a couple decades ago when we were riding together on Amtrak to Washington. Personally, I think it's kind of admirable that Biden doesn't take his cue from the averages. But my opinion means nothing here. Wall Street hates it, especially in comparison to the last guy, who explicitly measures performance by the size of the gains in the stock market, something he pointed out on an almost daily basis. So you should indeed get a pop on Wednesday if the Republicans take it. What's the biggest winners going to be? Okay, first, oil and gas. Simply the drillers or oil service plays, including Halliburton, which we own for the Charitable Trust, which, of course, you can find out more by joining the club, the CNBC Investing Club. And I do wish you joined. And then, of course, there's SLB. That's the old Schlumberger. They rang the bell on Friday. Next up will be the oil and gas producers, different from the service companies that need more pipelines to bring their product to market. Banks are also big winners because a GOP win means less regulation. The Biden administration is considered incredibly anti-bank. So you might want to buy the majors, JP Morgan, Bank of America, or Wells Fargo, the latter being a big position in the Charitable Trust.
First of all, he's not the only guy with an awesome sound deck. For example, I could play this one.
What are you doing, step bro?
We can all play fancy sounds that all clearly relate to the market. So that's numero uno. Numero dos. We all know about the incredible strength of inverse Cramer. We're all well aware of it. And that's why it's awkward for me, because I know about the strength of doing the exact opposite of Cramer, but I also understand in this particular case that, yeah, just politically what's going on with energy, that makes a lot of sense. I've already been outspokenly bullish on energy, particularly I'm invested in Occidental, OXY, but beyond that, he makes some good points about finances. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. And also, it does align seasonally. We know from now until the end of the year, you have the Santa Claus rally, but also the patterns we've seen in the past with the current situation of a midterm election. Usually that's pretty bullish. And also this specific scenario of maybe Congress going all red with the Democratic president. That's actually a very bullish pattern we've seen play out historically. I don't know. I want to be cautiously optimistic here. In reality, I like everything that's going on in terms of the market with those particular subsectors that I just listed to all of you. The only thing that gives me a little bit of question, a little bit of apprehension is I also know the success of inverse Cramer. So I guess with that being said, I just want to know your thoughts because I think what's going on right now, makes me more bullish in the fact of energy, gasoline, that type of a thing. I see the argument for financials and I really see it for the overall market. Now, obviously, there's going to be pockets of strength. There's going to be pockets of weakness. That's just natural. That all makes sense. Really, it's just inverse Cramer. So I guess I want to know your thoughts. Are you about to buy this dip? Is this the moment to get in? Or are you going to wait a little bit more? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know.